So today we're at a change of location, which is kind of exciting. It's definitely, you know, makes this interesting to be able to do it from a different location. So we are in Sherman Oaks, California right now. And I just came from Starbucks, and it was way too loud to do the video there, but I'm working on like a million things all at once. So I found it to be definitely advantageous to just stay out here and do this video. Now, how does that impact us? Well, it really doesn't. But what I can say is we had some really amazing lines in this last submission. So we have a few repeats coming, you guys. And what can I say? We got some writers. And writers tend to be a pretty consistent bunch. So let's get right to it. We came off of a very, very, very interesting line. The line that we came off of was one that sounded like the poem could end. And it was very unexpected, and that's what we want. We want to be surprised. We won't be unexpected. That's the juice. That's the good stuff. So, let's read through what we had before. Each of us embodies light. Two spirits join, burn twice as bright. I see your pain that you think is unseen. Your life is worth much more than you think. Moving forward, now that I have spoken my initiative, what direction is that? If I can be alone and not lonely, then I'll know I am finally free. Now, where do we go from there? Where do we go? So, we had so many great runner-ups. See, we have some wonderful backdrop music, some sound effects going on. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, there was a lot of different things we could have done. And I can honestly say, here were some of the ones. Taiki had a lot of lines. Once again, he's one of our pioneers on here. And again, when it comes to poetry, you'll see sometimes familiar writers popping up because this is kind of what they do. And it's part of their gift, it's part of it, so it's normal. That's why they call it the top of the charts on the hair, because it tends to be sometimes the same artist coming up at the top of the charts. And they give the rest of us a lot of inspiration. So anyways, Tyke had a line. Let's go back. I'm always going to read the last line so we can see how the flow is. If I can be alone and not lonely, I'll know I am finally free. Rejection is no longer the worst. I know when it comes from may be your curse. So this line was extremely unique, and it talks about how rejection will no longer be the worst. I know where it comes from may be a curse, and that's true. Sometimes, right, rejection is a blessing in disguise, So it's important that that was a lot of wisdom. Another line came from Pam B1. Each of us, a pixel on the canvas of life, pieced together perfectly to form the human spirit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for that one. What's another one that was on here? Candace, 1983. We've heard from you before. The warmth of the sun feels comforting on my face. I'm no longer bound to the inner darkest part of my mind. I like this line, and it was so funny because I think on the comments on this particular poem, which you had a slew of comments, the statement was made that you could have possibly rhymed, and you had mentioned that you didn't want to rhyme, which I always can definitely understand. However, on this one, I think a rhyme might have been a good way to go, only because the warmth of the sun feels comforting on my face. I'm no longer bound to the inner darkest part of my mind. I love it. I love it. A rhyme, playing with a rhyme would have been an interesting thing too, but it would have had to, again, have that feeling, have that depth, have that intensity. So this gives you that, but I still loved it. And thanks for submitting and continuing to stay engaged in our wonderful piece here. Dana, 84, you had another one. I want to get you in here on this piece because you've been so loyal throughout some of these rounds, and I just want to thank you very much. I don't know where I go from here, but I'm not afraid. For you are now here, and my guard has been laid. That's great poetry right there. That is awesome. I don't know where I go from here, but I'm not afraid, for you are now here, and my guard has been laid. So the challenge with this one was we were going in a kind of another type of a direction. Um, it worked great, but it was just a combination of other things that I was looking for. But I just wanted to highlight this particular line. I like the way you were thinking on it. Thank you so much. And Sunshine. Sunshine, you're new here. Thank you so much. I haven't seen you yet. All here for the same reason, in unison, yet solitary, broken, yet complete. Wisdom. Once again, we have some wisdom right there. So thanks for those lines, guys. All right, so let's get to the winners. And we've got, we're always going to have some repeats. It's okay. But we have some newbies on here. And you have to understand, when we get new new individuals that come on our platform, they bring a freshness, they bring a voice that we haven't heard before, and you can tell. So I'm going to go through the other line, the other actually, let me just go through them. So one of them comes from Aquatopia. Congratulations. Your line here was so key. I hope you understand, when I choose these lines, and a lot of you have new voices, it's because you're bringing something to our veterans that is helping everybody look really good. So you had one of those lines that helped others look really good. But if I stumble, promise that you will employ patience and help me heal once again. But if I stumble, promise that you will employ patience and help me heal once again. Okay? This is very honest, this is very realistic, and this is very human. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Aquatopia. Then we have GT Edwards. You submit a lot, though. I have to say these pioneers do submit a lot, and with every line you see them get better, because I see some and I'm like, okay, that's good, but then I'll see, okay, they got it, they nailed it, it was coming, and then they nailed it. So here, GT Edwards, you say, embrace who you are, take nothing for granted, for your peace will grow from those seeds that are planted. Goodness gracious, do you, in that line right there, embrace who you are, take nothing for granted, for your peace will grow from those seeds that are planted. Poetry. Thank you. Sincere Scribe, you're a new one on here. I love it. Yes, thank you. So here, your line, free to be me, free to exist, the urge to die, I can resist. Powerful line. Free to be me, free to exist, the urge to die, I can resist. I can do it. Awesome. Yeah. A very key line. You guys are going to see how all of these are going to play out really beautifully off each other. Tyke. So now it's turning out to be Tyke and GT Edwards. You guys have got 3 now, I believe. I believe it's 3, both of you have. So you definitely are getting your expressions in on this piece. And this piece is going to turn into something special, guys. I've got some surprises going, so just stay tuned. Oh, for the courage to reach across the room, to be like a flower, ready to bloom. Oh my gosh. Oh, for the courage to reach across the room, to be like that flower, to be like a flower, ready to bloom. Okay, so it's beautiful. It's a picture. It's familiar enough, but again, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's poetic. And then, Maiden At, I knew you were going to make it on here. I knew it was just a matter of time, and I am so excited. And you had a key line. Wow, you have a line that is really it's innovative, but it's innovative, it's wise, and it's imaginative. Good stuff. Okay, freedom, healing, self-love. Wow. How do I remember? Like storing pictures in the cloud, It comes back when you surrender. Wow. Like storing pictures in the cloud. It comes back when you surrender. How true is that? I mean, that is the essence of life. That is the essence of this poem, is understanding when to let go of these challenges, of these whatever's eating us away, to surrender to a higher force, to surrender to that higher self or to our inner being. That's what connecting, I truly believe, and I think we've all come to learn, we're truly one. We're one. And when we come together and we understand this, it helps remind us of our inner power, of our higher power, and our higher being. So, yes, there's a lot of power in that line, and thank you so much for submitting it. So, how does this all sound together? This is the favorite part. All right, let's read it from the last line. If I can be lonely, well, let's read it from the beginning, because I don't know if I'm going to read the whole. Well, no, we'll see. Each of us embodies light. Two spirits joined burn twice as bright. I see your pain that you think is unseen, and your life is worth much more than you think. Moving forward, now that I have spoken my initiative, what direction is that? If I can be alone and not lonely, I'll know I am finally free. Free to be me, free to exist. The urge to die, I can resist. Oh, for the courage to reach across the room, to be like a flower, ready to bloom. Embrace who you are. Take nothing for granted, for your peace will grow from those seeds that are planted. But if I stumble, promise that you will employ patience and help me to heal once again. Freedom, healing, self-love. Wow. How do we remember? Like storing pictures in the cloud. It comes back when you surrender. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm having a moment here. I hope you guys like it. I truly love the way this ended up. Again, it's a very solid verse. It's all there. So I want to thank the winners, Sincere Scribe, Tyke, GT Edwards once again. You guys rock. Aquatopia, congratulations, and Made an Act. I'm so happy you were able to get a line in here. You guys worked really hard, and we had a lot of great lines again. What I loved, I really feel like you guys listened to some of the advice that I had on the last tape, where we got creative here. We definitely went outside of the box in a lot of different areas. You guys are growing, and I see it and I feel it. So continue to cheer each other on. Continue to support. Comment on the. Make comments. We're gonna be wrapping up here soon. We got only 2 more days, and I'm so excited to see how we wrap this up. And again, we're gonna have a few surprises, so I'm excited about that. And what else? I want to introduce a friend who's going to be coming on to this video, hopefully in a real soon. And his name is Poetri. He's not only a good friend, he's a Tony Award-winning deaf poet, and one of the best poets I know. That's why his name is Poetri with an I. So he's going to come visit us. He's going to congratulate some of you. He's seen what we have here, and he's blown away. I can tell you that. So anything new for me to share? I think no. I think we understand what's going to happen. I don't think there's really much to say after this line except freedom, healing, self-love. Wow. How do we remember? How do I remember? We might tweak that a little, but how do we remember? Like storing pictures in the cloud. It comes back when you surrender. When you surrender to the line, surrender to the poem, magic happens. So let your imagination run wild. After this one, I'm not going to give you any direction. I'm not going to tell you what to do. We are wrapping up. So I want you to wrap up this whole thing and what this means to you. Get personal. Get personal. Get passionate. Get transparent. Be honest. Say something. Got your baby a little bit on the fence to say, but now you want to come through. This is the time to do it. We want to go out with a bang. We want to go out with some of the strongest stuff. Already you guys have blown everyone away. The feedback on this piece from some pretty important voices is that it's special. And I think you guys feel that it's special. So I'm proud for all of you that have a voice on here. All right. Signing off from Sherman Oaks at the corner of Woodman and Moore Park. And I am out. Bye. So here's Poetri. We've already talked. I've already said the amazing things he has done in my last video, but I'll just read her. I'll just rehash. Um, he started one of the longest running poetry spots in the country.
Yes, in the country.
And the largest.
And the largest. Largest and one of the
word,
longest running.
The Poetry Lounge, which is, you guys are dope. I mean, they invented dopeness, for real.
Yes, we invented dopeness. Dope.
But Poetri is also one of the original Deaf Poets, has a Tony Award, Deaf Poetry. Anyways, he has been reading over your work, and I'll let him explain that whole thing. But we're excited to have him part of the campaign, and he's here. His heart is pure, and it's all about the words and the honesty and what you guys are saying.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Yashi. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Hello. Yo. So listen, first of all, I'm crazy, so just know that off the bat. I'm crazy. But I just got done. Well, first of all, we connected and talked and all that stuff, but I haven't seen my girl Yashi in a minute. But then I finally read the poem of what we have so far. And oh my gosh, from the first line, am I lying? The first line.
He started to tear up, and then it made me tear up because I didn't realize that it was making him tear up.
We're here, and people are looking at me, and I'm crying. The first line from Pamby, is it Pamby?
Yeah, Pamby won.
It just hit me and hit me right in my heart, and that's what great poetry does. When you're honest, when you're speaking from your hearts connect. So it connected right when notice me. That connected right with me. I'm like, oh my God, notice me. I'm about to cry now as I'm over even thinking about it. Notice me, because we all want to be noticed. All of us want to be noticed, not in a selfish type of way, but just we want to be loved and noticed, especially in this situation. So it blew me away from the jump. So for when I first read it, I was hooked off from the beginning. And then reading the whole thing, I mean, I don't want to just single out people because I don't want it to seem like this person is better than this person, because they were all great. They were all great. G.T. Edwards, I saw some of his stuff, and then I saw his last one that Yashi put in on his fifth verse, and I was like, this dude right here. I was like, this dude's got some skills.
He submits a lot of work, guys. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But you know what? It's the passion. You know, he's into it, engaged. Yeah. We're all into it. And what he does, and these other writers on here, the veterans, they keep us excited, and they are our boost. They keep me excited. It's just that energy continues to circle and make all of us better.
And it got me excited. Mm-hmm. And what you just said, I think the more submissions, because it's not about how incredible your line is. It's just how it fits into this poem. So you can write the dopest line, and if it doesn't fit, it just doesn't fit. So the more you submit, the more chances that you're like, this is the dope line again by this person, and now it fits.
And that's also a matter of collaborating with your peers. That's why I keep saying, reading the lines, congratulating. It's all about the collaborating below, because when there's synergy down there, I can see it, and I will notice it.
And it matches.
And it matches. And when you can see these lines, these verses that are just like, it's almost like one person wrote this.
Just like, yeah.
And no, one person didn't write it, but we are truly all one. So you guys did all write it.
And connected.
And connected. Exactly.
Maiden At, is that her name?
Maiden At, the last line.
The last line for the fifth verse. I dropped the napkin. Dropped the napkin. I dropped the napkin. I dropped the napkin. It was incredible.
Great work, guys.
It was incredible. Yeah, great work. You guys are awesome, and you're amazing. I just want you to please remember that the reason why you're writing is from here and not from what you think somebody else would like. Just write what is here and guarantee it will connect with other people, and we will like it then. Liking it afterwards is what it is. Connecting is first, okay? That was dope what I just said. Oh my God, that was dope. I need to make sure I write that down, because what I just said was dope. And it's true. It's true. So I want to make sure to give a shout out to, again, this is just because I'm looking at the fifth verse, okay? But a big shout out to Sincere Scribe, because his line was awesome, and which was also dope with what is it? Tai Chi. And G.T. Edwards, which I already said is super duper dope. And I love the name Aquatopia, because if she stumbles, I love that line. And of course, we already said maybe that. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being you.
Yeah, you guys are really helping our effort here to create conversation about what it means to talk about emotional suffering, but also to help someone and bring hope and changing the culture of mental health. You know, that's what this is. That's what we're talking about.
That's what it's about. That's what
And
it's about.
us poets, poetry can identify. It is truly a mental health moment when we're writing poetry.
Yes.
When we're writing poetry, we're having a true cleansing, maintaining our wellness, well-being in those moments in our emotional. I feel it happening as I'm coming up with a dope line.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dope line. That's dope.
we just came through on that.
Yeah.
So anyways, yes, inspiration. This is true. So I think we're done here.
We're done. I think we're done.
Bye, you guys.
Drop the mic.